We've come to Luke 22, starting verse 54. It's the night before Christ's crucifixion. It says that Jesus was arrested behind me in Gethsemane, and they led him and brought him right here to where we're standing. This model behind me shows the scene of the fire with Peter warming himself in the darkness. And they kindled a fire, it says in verse 55, in the midst of a courtyard much like this, and sat down together, and Peter sat with them. And verse 56 says that a servant girl that you see there looked at Peter and said to Peter, "You are the man who was with him." But Peter denied and said, "Woman, I do not know him." And after a little while, another said, "But Peter, you are one of them." And Peter said, "I am not." And after an hour, another said it, and thus the third of Peter's denials of Christ. And Peter said, "Man, I do not know what you're saying." And immediately while he was still speaking, a rooster crowed. The lessons from this event on Christ's betrayal and denial by Peter are amazing. It tells us that while Peter was saying this, the Lord turned and looked at Peter. And then Peter remembered what the Lord said. While Peter was down here, worried, fearful, and denying Christ, Jesus was up on the upper balcony being mocked, the scriptures say, being slapped, being hit, blindfolded, and cruelly treated. Yet the whole time he was up there, he was watching Peter down here, and he was praying for Peter's strength while he was suffering. A lesson from this spot that is so moving to me is that Jesus always knows where we are. Jesus always is watching us. Jesus told Peter, "Be careful, the time is coming and you're going to betray me." And Peter said, "No, I'm not going to betray you." And Jesus was showing him in this passage that he is in control, that he knows every event surrounding our lives. And Peter saw that when Jesus turned, as it said, and immediately while he was still speaking, the rooster crowed, just like Jesus had said it would. And the Lord turned and looked at Peter, and then Peter remembered the word which the Lord had spoken, how he had said, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. And the scriptures say that Peter went out and wept bitterly. What's really exciting is when Jesus had warned Peter that he was going to deny him, Jesus also told him that afterward you will encourage your brethren. What Jesus was promising is, though he did deny Christ, he did have an offer of a new beginning, of forgiveness, of having a second chance, which we'll see when we're in Galilee at the end of our series when Jesus restored Peter. But here in Galakantu, behind me, Gethsemane, right here, the high priest's home, Luke 22, Jesus is headed to the cross. But even on his last night and his betrayal, he's still in control.